Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, those joining us from around the world, and welcome to the Draw 2020. We will start with a prayer for our world, for healing, for the safety and security of the Jewish people and all of humanity in Israel and around the world, and for the well-being of those who are in need of a recovery. I make special mention of Chaim Shneir Zalman Yehuda ben Hinda Yecheved. May he be blessed with a complete and speedy recovery and be able to return to his family whole and healthy. To lead us in Psalm 119, it is my pleasure to introduce Rabbi Mendel Feller, interim principal at the Cheder and director of Lubavitch House.
Kimel al abdecha chivesh medvarecha. Dav kalav nav shecheni kidvarecha. I think I like that chukecha vetzrena eike vavnein. Vivayuni chazadecha adonai tros chakim lesecha. Schor dav avdecha al asher yichaltoni. How get no mad leash with vrecha? Toivos is a mal the had no kid vrecha. Adecha suni vaychaninuni havilei vel dot misecha yerechi duni. Costly shos chanav shidvacha yicholti. Let them not dvarcha nit v'shamoyim l'day v'day v'nasecha. Mohak teresecha kalayim isichasi. Nedragli dvaracha vel sivasi. Saifim taneis v'siras chahapti. Asisi mishpat v'tzadik v'altan kaini leishkoi. Please, it was a haki in the Torah some navshi. Tzadik, I don't know if you are from Shotaya Chotzivi, so tzadik. Karasi v'cholei v'ani had no chukecha tzoyra. Leon, you can say, Nikki said, also, Diva. Sorry, Mr. Funny, Hinam, Gorkopach, Libby, Sosonic. Ticker with the Nasana had no kid walk of in Toby. Taisik say with Bakish of the hockey meets with Sakala Shakti. Much at Slocha for the event and Mazel Tov. It's been a pleasure working for the Cheder. It's been my pleasure to watch the Kinderlach grow this year from strength to strength, and may they continue together with the Cheder to grow from strength to strength. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Feller. Wishing you, thank you very much, and thank you much Hatzlacha. There are many people who deserve a thank you for making tonight's event a success and making it possible, as well as the campaign as a whole. I want to thank tonight's sponsors, the Martin and Esther Kapp Foundation, the Baldinger family, and a group of Friends of the Cheder for making it possible, as well as all of those who have supported by participating in the draw, buying tickets. I want to make a special mention of those who have solicited and canvassed on behalf of the Cheder for this important event and for the draw. Most notably, Senator Rudy Boschwitz, who has worked tirelessly to help and make sure that the Cheder is able to continue and function doing what it's doing with the financial support. And of course, a big thank you to all the teachers and the staff here at the Cheder who do what they do every single day for our Cheder to be what it is. At this point, it is my honor to introduce the director of the Lubavitch Cheder, my father, Rabbi Bendit. Maybe Rabbi Bendit's not on. It looks like there's some technical difficulty. When we first started planning this year's gala, I can assure you, we never thought it would look quite like this. The word we hear again and again is unprecedented. We are in unprecedented times, and these are unprecedented circumstances. We have seen our lives as we know it, disrupted by coronavirus. The Torah teaches us that everything in life can serve as a lesson, especially when we look at the Torah portion of the week, which contains teachings pertinent to our lives. Just yesterday, we read in the Torah how the Jewish people traveled in the desert. They had a divine GPS in the format of a cloud at day and a fire at night. Whenever it was time to move on, the fire or cloud rose up and led the way. Sometimes the Jewish people camped in one place for years, but sometimes it was merely an overnight stay. Nonetheless, at every stop, the tabernacle was set up completely with every detail. There were hundreds of parts, and it would have required all of the Levites to accomplish this. Seems a bit much, no? Why set it up only to dismantle it a few hours later? By comparison, think of going on a long road trip with many pieces of luggage, and at every stop, each time you stay overnight in a hotel, you bring all the bags inside and set up all of your belongings. Seems unnecessary. The Rebbe learns an important lesson from this. Sometimes we find ourselves at a point in our lives that seems like a quick stop, a necessary transition point from A to B. We don't attach much importance to it at all. And sometimes we're even in the situation against our will. The lesson here is that every situation we are in, no matter how temporary, we must be fully prepared and dedicated to serve Hashem. This thought came to mind and reminded me of the experience we recently had in current events. Being homebound, or as some call it, under house arrest, is not exactly what we planned, is it? One might think, maybe we wait until it is over to get back to our lives of learning and growing. So the Torah tells us, nope, wherever you are, you can learn and you can grow. At the Cheder, we have used our time at home to continue learning, and Baruch Hashem, through the hard work of our dedicated team of teachers and the parents' cooperation, we have grown and served Hashem even during this unprecedented stop. I want to thank you again for supporting the Cheder during these difficult times. It is touching to know that we could rely on our partners even when things are difficult and the world is experiencing difficult times. And now I would like to throw it back to Director Rabbi Shlomo Bendit.
Good evening, friends. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you this evening to our out-of-the-ordinary gala. We are pleased to be able to have this event, although we are having it in a very, very different format. We are experiencing an interesting time in world history. We are all practicing various levels of quarantine or isolation or seclusion. The world has changed very radically over the last few months. When thinking about quarantine and isolation, there is a striking measure of divine providence. When we look at the end of the Parsha, the Torah portion that we read yesterday in Shul, we find an interesting episode. At the very end of the Torah portion of Mahaloscha, we talk about Miriam the prophetess, who had to be in quarantine for 7 days for speaking inappropriately about her brother Moshe. The Torah goes on to tell us that for the full period of quarantine, which was 7 days that Miriam had to observe, the Jewish people did not travel. They waited in that particular location for 7 days until the end of the quarantine period. Our sages of blessed memory tell us that one of the reasons for this is because the water which the Jewish people had while traveling through the wilderness came from a well known as the well of Miriam. In other words, the well which Hashem provided the Jewish people so that they would have water throughout their journeys in the wilderness was in the merit of Miriam. The Jewish people benefited from Miriam, and in reciprocity, they showed her the respect and waited for her until she was fully recovered from her condition. Our sages of blessed memory tell us the world exists in the merit of the breath of children who study Torah. Indeed, the pure breath of the children is a breath which is untainted by sin. During the last 3 months or so, when we were compelled into separation, we made sure that this source of life and vitality that is so necessary would continue to sustain the world and would continue to function. And although it seems like the whole world has come to a halt, we never forget the life-sustaining source of our vitality, our well of Miriam, the Torah education of the Jewish children. Thanks to a very dedicated staff of teachers and principals, we were able to set in place a system in which children could continue learning from their home and continue their daily schedule of studies, both in Judaic and in general studies. This was a new experience for the teachers, as well as for the children, and also for the parents of the children. There were a number of challenges, and thank God we were able to overcome many of the challenges and achieve optimum learning. We remember that it was in the merit of Miriam's waiting for Moshe as he was a baby and placed in the Nile, and she watched to ensure that the future leader and redeemer of the Jewish people was okay, and that therefore the entire nation of the Jewish people waited for her when she observed her personal period of quarantine. In the same vein, I extend my blessings and wishes to you all that in the merit of waiting on and supporting our children, our little Moshes, the future leaders of Israel, in their time of need, that Hashem should wait upon you and give you all that you need and deserve in all matters, family, health, and livelihood, and in a very open and revealed manner. Good night, and thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Bendit. We will now see a presentation of the Cheder in action. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, welcome. And I think this is, for many of us who have tickets in here, the moment we'll be waiting for. I have with me Rabbi Menachem Mendel Bokarski of Adas Yisrael Synagogue and Shliach the Rebbe here in Twin Cities, St. Paul. And I will ask him to take the winning ticket, pick the winning ticket from this ticket drum. Thankfully, thanks to you, this drum is close to full, and there are a lot of tickets in here. So thank you for your support. And without further ado, we'll unlock the drum. Actually, Rabbi Bokarski, you want to give it a good turn? Okay. It's been turned and turned. Now you can put your hand in. Don't look. Mix it around a little bit. Mix it around. Make sure that we get a good mix here. There are close to, I believe, 600 tickets in here. And go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess luck does strike twice. The winner of the raffle of the draw 2020 is none other than Mr. Howard Jonas. And we thank you very much, all of you, for your support in buying tickets, sponsors, and all of you who have helped us make this tonight a great success and help us to educate the Yiddish Kinderlach for many months and years to come. Thank you. And now we will do a little throwback to last year's draw with superstar Shulam and enjoy some of the songs that we enjoyed then and we will redo. Please take it away.
No יחומדו בצל יודך אוי לא דאס אוי לא דאס אוי לא דאס כל רוז סוי דחו אוי נפשי נפשי חומדו יחומדו בצל יודך אוי לא דאס אוי לא דאס אוי לא דאס כל רוז סוי דחו אוי ירב נו שיחי הולכו כי נפשי שרוי כי נפשי שרוי גי לכו ירב נו שיחי הולכו כי נפשי שרוי כי נפשי שרוי גי לכו ירב נו שיחי הולכו כי נפשי שרוי כי נפשי שרוי גי לכו Thank you. Thank you. This next song is a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for tonight's remote, I wouldn't say distant, because we're together and we're close and we're joint, united around this phenomenal cause called the Cheder. And so we're not distant, but it is remote, but it's only physical distance between us. So thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of it. I hope you enjoyed. And we look forward next year, not only to having an in-person event, but that it should be in Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh with Mashiach. And we should be united together with all of those who we've unfortunately lost over the past number of weeks and months. And Hashem should make sure, give us that we should have only Hatzlacha and only good occasions in the future. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.